Welcome back to Effective English Email. This lecture is going to get into some advanced tools, some apps and things like that are useful for email, as well as maybe, not just email, but some general browser and internet apps that you might find useful. So I'm going to talk about canned responses. That's really the main topic for this lecture, as well as some useful email apps, right? Some general useful apps. So first, for canned responses, I'm going to actually take you over to my Google Chrome browser now. We last saw this when I created this account. You watched me create this account live, and here we are. Now what I'm going to do, I have to go activate the canned response feature. Okay, so I want to go up here. If you can follow my cursor, I'm going to go to the settings menu. I'm going to go to not configure inbox. I'm going to go to settings. Now here you can actually change a lot of your different settings. You can set what country you're in and things. You can make a signature. You can make an automatic signature for yourself. You can put a vacation responder if you want. What I want to do for these purposes. Oh, and I'll also point out that if you want to import another email account, like your company or university email address, you do it here in Accounts and Import. You click there, and you can go to Send Mail As, add another email address, and it'll walk you through that process. But you'll need some information from your organization, like the complete account name and the POP email address and things like that. You might need to get some extra help for that. Anyway, we're going to go over here to Labs. I'm going to click on Labs. And Google describes this as their crazy experimental stuff. But you know what? A lot of this stuff has been around for years, right? And I'm going to come right down here to Canned Responses. Click Enable. Oh, here, Save Changes, right here. Okay, so I clicked it. I hit Save Changes. Okay, canned responses is done. So now, it's reloading my inbox. Okay, so I've got this email here from Andy at Google welcoming to my new Google account. I can reply. And right here, canned responses. Okay? So canned responses, and I'm going to go to new canned response. And I can actually make these canned responses whatever I want. I can say like, thank you, or how about introduction follow-up? Email intro follow-up. Okay, I'm going to click OK, right? And now it's going to save this actually as something I could use again in the future, right? So, if I'm Andy and I just took the time to, not Andy, if I am Peter Cho, right, from our last lecture, and I want to save this email right here, I can copy it. I can paste it in here. So I would, of course, edit it, make the appropriate edits, make it look good, and I can see it preserved my my formatting, which I probably wouldn't want. I would want to clear out, formatting, make it all normal, and so on. And then when I send this, it will actually save it. And I can use that as a template later, right? So this is a really great way to save yourself a lot of time. So if you're studying, if you have a textbook that you use for helping you draft emails for various purposes, saving those emails actually in your Gmail can save you so much time. All you have to do is customize, change the names, change certain details, and send it off. Really a huge time saver. Now, you might notice some other things here in my Gmail that you don't see in your Gmail. So I have this thing here with See Personality, and I have Send Later. These are some apps I have installed that they require Gmail. They also require that I use Google Chrome. Okay, so the Send Later is a feature of Boomerang. So I can send this, I can set the time like for tomorrow to 10 a.m. or something like that. So if you really want to, if you have time to write this email on the weekend, but you don't want to send it on the weekend because nobody likes getting emails like this on the weekend, you can set it to send Monday morning or Tuesday morning when you think that the person will be more receptive to it. Another thing you can do, you can click the button Boomerang this. It means the original email will come back to you if the person didn't reply to your email. So you can actually write another email follow-up, right? So that's just a little trick with Boomerang. This other one with See Personality is a pretty neat little app. It's called Crystal. And I'm not sure if it'll work here with Andy. It just doesn't have a lot to work with. But what it does, it's an artificial intelligence algorithm that analyzes the personality of the person sending you an email. And it'll give you some tips on, the best way to respond, the way to get the most favorable response from that person. You can see here's the login. I need to log in and do some more setup on that. I haven't used it for a long time. Crystal is also really useful in coordination with LinkedIn, which is a social networking service. I think I'm going to talk about it in the next lecture, though. And Loom is another one that you can really simply make quick videos. So you see here I have Loom installed. I can click on that. It'll access my camera. I can start recording a video. So if there's something, if a colleague sent me a message about an Excel file or about some data or something, I can open up Loom and I can just show them on the video. I can do a kind of a screencast and my face will be in a little small picture in the window, kind of like what you're watching now, although I'm using a different program for that. I'm not using Loom for recording this course. And it's really an efficient way for handling a lot of issues on email. Loom has a maximum 10-minute record time, but it's really convenient. You can just copy and paste the link. You can say, hey Bob, I thought it would be easier to make a quick video where I show you how I deal with this problem. Right, and it's done. So Loom is another great function. Okay, I think I'm ready to go back into my PowerPoint now. Okay, so some other apps that you might get some use out of with Google Chrome. Feedly. Feedly is an incredible resource, especially for staying up to date on newest research. Okay, so I talked about Google Alerts and how Google Alerts will send, alerts about new information hitting the web about certain keywords that you put in. Feedly allows you to put in specific, it can be blogs. So colleagues of yours that maybe there's a political science blog or just a physical sciences blog, a climate change blog, and you want to stay up to date on those posts. Also, journals often work with Feedly. Feedly is based off of the RSS technology that is used on the internet. You don't have to understand all that stuff, but a lot of journals will actually use RSS, have an RSS feed for putting out abstracts and even full journal articles sometimes. So Feedly is it's an amazing way to stay on top of research. You begin your day by opening up your Feedly, spending 10 minutes just kind of seeing what the latest stuff is that has come out. You can bookmark the important ones. You can save things for later. It's really quite useful for that. Mendeley, Zotero, these are apps useful for helping you organize your PDF files, and especially for dealing with citations and references and things like that. Tremendous apps. And I almost shouldn't even mention it because you probably already know about it. Right? They're so common now. Mendeley and Zotero, they're everywhere. Grammarly is an interesting one as well. And Grammarly.pw, if you use Grammarly.pw to access Grammarly, you'll actually see some other recommended resources, particularly on plagiarism, that I recommend. But I actually don't recommend Grammarly for the plagiarism check. I recommend Grammarly just for the grammar. And even the free version of Grammarly is pretty useful and really helpful with correcting some of your grammar issues in your writing. So check these out, see what you can use, see what you like. If it's not useful to you, don't use it.